3 o'clock in the morning and called the emergency line, and they came out. Anyway, the good news is we're heading to
Carlsbad Caverns this morning.
Park. That's top secret.
Top secret.
Yeah, they had that thing covered up.
Wow. And you have police escort too.
Yeah, they had highway patrol, and they had U.S. government. That's some top secret stuff
that's
going down the road right there. Not letting anybody get close to it.
Good morning.
Good morning, and what a night it was. Oh my gosh.
Well, between wind and rain, it wasn't really rain though.
I don't know, if you guys watched our previous video with that cow flying through the air.
Another cow.
Actually, I think that was the same one.
It was windy last night. It shook, but anyway.
Yeah, especially when you've been watching the Weather Channel and like all the tornado warnings right now, but not in this area per se, but still it's like in your head and you're thinking, are we going to stay down? Are we staying grounded? But the dogs did great, and we were getting sleep, and all of a sudden the wind, and then Stan's like, what the heck is that? And it ended up being a sprinkler.
A sprinkler.
A rogue sprinkler.
It was a free car wash is what it was. But it just kept going and going. So I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and called the emergency line, and they came out and they go, oh no, we're just watering the grass. I go,
a little more than the grass. It was hitting the top of our trailer and the window, and it was loud and hard on the sides. Yeah.
But anyway, the good news is we're heading to
Carlsbad Caverns this
National
morning.
Park.
Yes. So let's talk about real quick. We touched on where we stayed. So we do plan our trips through RV Trip Wizard, and we're going to do a video on that. I'm just trying to figure out how. Maybe we'll do like a mock trip or something, and that's how we make our trips. We will sit and figure out each leg, and it's just fantastic. So when we were sitting and looking at how and where to stay here, we told you we ended up staying at Carlsbad Caverns, which is in Carlsbad, New Mexico, about 15 miles past Carlsbad, or what would you say, east of Carlsbad Caverns.
Yes.
And it was fine. It was great. We paid $52, I think, with the Good Sam discount. They had an indoor pool we didn't use. They've got several dog parks there, like little off-leash dog areas, laundry. And for the night, other than the sprinkler, the rogue sprinkler, it was great. It was quiet and comfortable.
You know, there's not much around here.
No.
So what we have decided to do on this trip, stay the one night, made reservations at Carlsbad Caverns for early in the morning.
Right.
We're going to go do that real quick and try to photograph it. I'm not a photographer, but I'm trying.
Got to start somewhere.
We got to start somewhere.
You did good.
And so, and then we're going to race back and hook up the trailer
and go off to Abilene, Texas today, which is just an overnight stop. But we did get our tickets, I don't know, a couple months ago for the Carlsbad Caverns. They're $1 a person. So you go to recreation.gov and you get your tickets, and we'll tell you how that goes. They didn't give us like anything online to show or anything to be scanned or anything, but Stan says he thinks we pick up the tickets there, so we'll let you know how that goes. But 8:30 to 9:30 was our window. That's the earliest it's a self-guided tour today, so we're gonna take as much time as we want once we're in, and we just have to be back. I think our checkout's at 11:30, so it should be, plenty of time, right, for the master photographer to get some good shots.
Yeah, well, we shall see.
It's gonna have to be, or we're gonna be paying for another night. All right, well, wish us luck. Okay, so this is the White City RV Park?
Yes, White City.
Somewhere back in there. Oh, gotcha, okay. There's a peek of it. I guess that would have been fine for what it was. Oh, there's the entrance. to the White City. So that was a consideration. And this is literally at the opening of the park. So you do check in to the visitor center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did you get? What did they give you? That little.
You get one of these. It's kind of neat. They have your name, so.
They're so friendly.
And they're really friendly. And then you get one of these, and this is your pass to go into the caverns.
And we decided to take the natural entrance. So we were walking this
morning. Okay, let's
morning.
make sure we get this straight. Rhonda decided to take the natural entrance. I would have took the elevator, but.
Both ways, up and down, down and up. We're gonna take it back up, but I think this way we can gauge our time a little bit better. Since we're a little bit on a time constraint, we can go walk down, take our time, and then that way we know we can just shoot right back up really fast.
That's right. It should take about 30 minutes to get to the they call it the big room, or the, what is it called? Maybe the great room?
The great room?
Yeah, or something.
I think something like that.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Now, the main thing I'd like you to remember as you go through the cave today is that this is not an environment that can repair itself under any time scale we're used to. Even very small amounts of damage can have long-term impacts for our cave. So number one, please don't touch anything. The oils on your fingers are very damaging to the cave environment. They can stop some formations from growing, potentially for hundreds of years, and they can permanently stain the walls and formations. So as you're walking through, just try to keep your hands off of the walls and off of the formations. Try to keep both feet on the trail at all times. Now please don't take anything out of the cave, and as I said, please don't step off of the trail. If you happen to see something that looks out of place, or if you happen to lose something over the edge, that happens, just let one of us know. We'll see if we can take care of it for you. Now please make sure you don't leave anything in the cave either. Mostly that includes trash, but also please don't throw coins in the cave pools or anything down the pits to see how deep they are. Trust me, there are better reasons we'd rather rappel down a 140-foot pit than to grab somebody's water bottle. Now, last thing I'll ask you to protect the cave is please don't bring any food, drinks, alcohol, tobacco products, or chewing gum into the cave. If you happen to have water, that is just fine. But anything else does need to stay up here. I'll ask you to consume it right now or toss it in the trash bins before you head on it. Now, please make sure that you don't use a loud speaking voice in the cave. Your voice can carry for up to a quarter mile in the big room. So just keep in mind that if you are having a normal volume conversation in the big room, half of the big room can hear you. So try to keep it down to a whisper. And if you have any flashlights or want to use flash photography, you're more than welcome to do so. Just please make sure you don't blind anybody in the process. Take a quick look around before you use those things, and make sure the coast is clear before you use something bright. Y'all have any questions for me? All right, last thing I want to mention. These restrooms up here, the portable ones, are the only restrooms you're going to see for the next hour. So if you think there's any chance you might need a restroom within the next mile and a quarter, please go ahead and use these. But if you're ready, head on down this way, through the amphitheater, and have a great time, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we did it.
Success.
Woo! All right. We have a few things we want to share. Some tips that we think might be helpful for you guys when you do come. Number one,
Don't cut yourself short.
don't cut yourself short on time. Oh,
So I would definitely suggest not to do it by just staying one day. Take 2 nights, and then that way you can spend a lot of time in the caves. It took us 2 hours to go through it, and we took the big room, which is the long way around, but we could have stayed in there for hours.
well, especially if you're a photographer and you want to get shots. I was worried. Stan was taking shots at the beginning, and I'm like, honey, don't waste time here. Let's go. Would you think that you would have rather spent more time down in the great room than taking shots at the beginning? Or were you trying to get your, aperture correct? Or, you know what I mean? Were you trying to kind of get that out of the way?
I think that was probably correct. I was trying to test to see how I could take the best photographs.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do it on auto, and that wasn't the way to do it. And so I was able to practice in the beginning, but I definitely went to manual and set my own settings, because there are lights in there that are a little bright and that kind of blow out the whole photograph. So
because that was one of the things Stan was trying to research before we went down there, is what settings to put your camera on. And we took some video on the GoPro. Not sure how that's going to come out, but you guys will find out before we know at this very moment.
definitely bring a headlamp.
Yes, headlamp. Oh, we forgot it, but then fortunately Stan keeps one in the truck and we took that one in. I didn't need it, but he used it a couple times and he was ahead of me, so it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, because if you're tall, you want to watch your head.
Yes, watch your head.
You'll hit your head.
So for my over-the-hill adventurer ladies out there, you use the restroom before you go in, because it's what, 1.25 miles, I think he said, before there's a restroom. But yes, there are restrooms down there.
You could probably go through there if you were just walking through it and not stopping in 30 minutes, but...
Do you think? I honestly don't think. I think if you take the elevator down and you walked around the big room, you could do that. But I really think there's no way, because it's so steep in the beginning.
Right.
Okay, and then that's another thing. If you got knee issues, it's steep. Wear good, comfortable walking shoes.
The big room is definitely the highlight, and that is probably where you're going to spend most of your time.
Yeah.
So if I were to do it again, I would probably take the elevator down.
Yeah, okay.
I would.
If you did it again, but you don't regret doing it this time.
But now that I've done that, I would definitely take the elevator down and take it up, and I'd spend as much time as I can in the big room.
Also, it's like 57 degrees down there. We came very prepared, and so we layered up. I had this like Columbia jacket. Stan's got his jacket on, and then we wore a sweatshirt. You were hot though.
I was sweating.
But you were running too. You were kind of running and excited about your pictures and stuff. I was actually very comfortable. So I don't like to be cold. So I was very, very comfortable. And I brought a fanny pack too. So I had a fanny pack, and then it has a holder for water. So that kept my hands free, and I could use the camera or my phone camera or whatever. So something like that might be great to use. They did sell them in the gift store.
Yeah, another tip is make sure you use your iPhone. And if you have an iPhone Pro, it takes phenomenal pictures.
Yeah.
Or you've got a 12 and it took phenomenal pictures. So don't be shy if you don't have a nice camera. The iPhone will take some great photographs.
So when I was down there, I don't know, it might sound silly, but I kind of had a moment. It was just so awe-inspiring. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just such a reminder of how small we are, and to me and our beliefs that how great God is, you know,
and how big God is,
and how big God is, and how it's just incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. And what was fun are the storyboards along the way too. So if you cut yourself short on time, you're not gonna have time to read some of the history and some of the cavers that have been down there and exploring. There's the old entrance, the staircase, and then you see ropes hanging from the ceiling of where people have, I don't know what the word, rappelled up and gone into these caves and explored. It's just a fantastic place.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my lifetime.
Now,
Absolutely breathtaking.
we're headed to Mammoth Caves, and we talked to a gal down there who said she felt these were more breathtaking, were her words, than Mammoth Caves. So we'll see. We're gonna know, and we'll let you guys know. You can rent audio. We saw a guy walking with the audio tour, and it's like a little like a phone, and you hold it to your ear, and then there's points, there's numbers along the way, and I imagine maybe you press it in. I'm not exactly sure, but that's an option too. So it is wheelchair accessible, and I believe if you go down in the elevator and then do the great room is pretty level, but it's definitely not wheelchair accessible if to go through the natural entrance.
I think what I wanted to do more than anything was just sit there.
Yeah.
If I had the time,
Yeah.
was just to sit there and take it all in. I was taking a lot of photographs. I don't know how many I took. And I will have that memory. I don't know how good they are until I actually get them on a computer and really look at them. But take your time is the biggest tip of all. Don't be rushed. You can take your RV up there. There is kennels up there for the dogs.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We aren't. Yeah, if we had to, and they say you can't leave your dogs in a car or whatever, so you can put them in the kennels. We'll do a little research, put the information down here, and but fabulous. Like we said, 8:30. We got up there. I think
That's a good tip.
Started the tour. That was the first tour of the day, and it was 8:30 to 9:30 window, so we could have shown up at any point in between that hour. But we got there right away. And we were in the car by 11, and now we got to drive back 15 minutes, pack up, and be on the road by 11:30 by checkout, because our Carlsbad RV Park says no late checkouts.
This is probably, I don't know, would you say this isn't one of the top things I've seen in my life?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get here. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
It's a plane.
that's top secret right there.
Wow.
That's top secret.
Top secret.
Yeah, they had that thing covered up.
Wow. And you have a police escort too.
Yeah, they had Highway Patrol, and they had U.S. government. That's some top secret stuff
That's
going down
cool.
the road right there. Not letting anybody get close to it.